using yesterday's protest to trash President Trump.
Donald Trump just has not chipped away at our democracy. He has taken a wrecking ball to the very foundation of what makes America great. We have an administration that is openly and brazenly breaking the law and is acting like the Constitution is optional, shamefully and blatantly lying about every single thing they are doing.
But according to Vice President J.D. Vance, it's Omar who's doing the lying. Vance said that this week that he thinks Omar definitely committed immigration fraud and is now looking to build a case against her. A spokesperson for Omar called the accusation, quote, ridiculous lie. But the tiny African nation of Somaliland, different than Somalia, is ready to help and is calling for Omar to be extradited to them. I say let's do it. So the allegation here that's been made is that Omar entered into a sham civil marriage with her alleged brother. That's the allegation here. Do you think Vice President Vance really believes that she committed immigration fraud, or do you think he's just playing to the base ahead of a 2028 presidential run?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like he believes it. I don't know what he knows that we don't know. Just the timeline here. So she came here as a child. Just to make sure everyone understands, she came here as a child, as a refugee. You can come as a refugee in about 5 years after that, you can apply for citizenship, and that's essentially what when she turned 17, she applied for it through her father, is what she says. So she has legal status in a pretty common way for refugees. It's not her legal status that is in question. It's did she help someone else gain citizenship fraudulently? I don't know the full timeline. Basically, she was married to someone, divorced that person, got married to someone else just long enough for them to become a citizen, then divorced that person, or she was caught with the person long enough for them to become a citizen, then broke that marriage up and married the person she was with to begin with. If you're in, a trailer park down in Georgia where I'm from, this kind of stuff does happen. I mean, it's kind of a, redneck, white, trashy way of doing things. I've seen it happen. It's not normal. It's not common. It's kind of odd. And there is a motive here that needs to be looked at. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know enough about these people, like her and the individuals in this. But it's enough to look at, especially if you're going to be in Congress. It seems like you would, oppo research and kind of make sure you're locked tight on something like this.
Yeah, Joy, I didn't have that on my bingo card, the defense of marrying a sibling from you. But okay.
I did not say anything about siblings in all of that, because I don't know if that person is her sibling or not. But even if that person isn't, if she only married that person to get them citizenship, that's still fraud.
But, Kevin, the challenge here, I'm going to have you put your almost lawyer hat on since you're working toward it. So denaturalization is very, very difficult. There's an exceptionally high burden of proof. So, I mean, what are the chances that this even happens?
It's not going to happen. And you know what? This is going to frustrate a lot of people out there. Let's be honest, though, about this. There is a protected class in this country. When you're the higher up the food chain you go, the less likely you ultimately would suffer the same consequences as, say, a regular person like us. So the truth is, I don't see this going anywhere, but I would say this. It's excellent politics because, again, I think maybe you mentioned it. It does feed the base, makes them say, yeah, go get him, JD, even though nothing will come of it. The threat of it's good. It makes for good copy. I just don't think there's a lot of there with respect to ultimate punishment, even if this were provable.
But, Tommy, we saw with Minnesota how a lot of the perpetrators there, they shielded themselves behind the guise of, oh, you're pushing racism. This is racism. And we're kind of saying Omar do a similar tactic of saying this is bigoted, et cetera, et cetera. Will that shield her from potential accountability here if there should be accountability?
Well, what I can't figure out is why she doesn't want to leave, because she hates this country, and she tells us that every time she speaks. She has no respect for this country, has no respect for our Constitution. So it's really big of her to stand on the stage at a No Kings and talk about the rule of law and the Constitution. I'm not so much concerned about denaturalizing her or all of this stuff. I wish it would happen. I think there's a lot of mess that would be required of it. I'm more concerned about denaturalizing those in Minnesota who are found guilty of fraud and opening clearing centers. I would like to get them the hell out of this country. And then perhaps, if that is done and done correctly, then perhaps there won't be, as many people to vote people like Ilhan Omar into office.
Bingo.
So maybe that's the solution.
Also, Somaliland, very different than Disneyland. So it's not.
It sounds different, but they want her, and they want her bad.
I say,
the first person shooter games there have more consequences.
Yeah, Tommy, give the people what they want. I agree.
Be sure to like and subscribe for